Now, this message threw me on an adventure of a lifetime. Now, this story starts during final exams in 2019. And as I was studying vigilantly, I get a message. One of my best friend was actually in Argentina during this time, and to be frank, it didn't take much convincing from him that I should visit. When I said I was thinking about it, what I really meant was I'm gonna go buy tickets. And next thing you know, my tickets were booked. I was on a plane to Argentina sipping on my beautiful gin and tonic. And within 20 hours, Haz and I were sipping on our cocktails on the mean streets of Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires literally translates to the city of fair winds. And to say that the city is beautiful is an understatement. I can safely say that this is one of my favorite cities in the world. It's a city filled with heritage and culture, and it was like visiting Europe, but in South America. Now, to tell a story in retrospect is kinda hard, but one place I do have to mention is the Recoleta Cemetery, where a ton of the most famous Argentinians are buried. Honestly, a must visit. Now that's it for the travel montage.
So did you finish your video?
Hell nah! Before we continue to the next part, just let me go grab a drink, please. Because I'm really gonna need it.
Yeah, I just played Tottenham vs Liverpool for 3 hours.
Now, how can this be a travel video without a stupid story? So this is how I almost became homeless in Argentina. And well, at night, Harry suggested, let's go to a local restaurant. So mind you, like before we went to this restaurant, we've literally been eating at the nicest restaurants, having the best food, nicest steaks. So he was like, why don't we go to the local place? And I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And like, literally, this is the most hood place in Argentina you can find. Like the windows had like bars, like steel bars, like blocking like the outside and stuff. It was crazy. And well, the waiter suggested that I should drink this thing called Fernet and Coke. So in my head, I was thinking, okay, this guy's gonna bring like a shot glass and give me like a can of Coke. This guy brought me half a pint of Fernet and a liter of Coke. And I was like, what am I gonna do with this? And he was like, drink it. Now at this point, I finished the Fernet and Coke and I'm really ready to go now. So we end up going to my friend Mia's house, and we literally had a house party there with like our friend Georgie and all their friends from like exchange. Had a great time. We were playing beer pong, we were playing chandelier and everything, like stack up and everything. And it was the best time of my life. Now what happens next is we get kicked out of the apartment because their neighbors were like, turn it off, shut your party down. So we ended up going to a club. By the time we get to this club, I'm dancing, I'm talking to all these random people that I don't know. I'm speaking like broken Spanish with them. Like, I'm like, oh my God, like, yeah, cool. Now Harry comes up to me, he's like, yo, I'm gonna go home first. Like, we have a boat to catch tomorrow morning, don't forget that. So I was like, yeah, cool, you go home first and I'll keep partying. So we keep partying, and me and Georgie come up to me and is like, oh, okay, let's go. We're going somewhere else. It turns out we're going to our friend's apartment. So at this apartment, we end up playing Xbox for the next 2 hours. Oh shit, I had to catch a boat back to Uruguay the next day. So I take an Uber back to my apartment and the Uber driver drops me off on the street. I was like, this is not my street. And I was like, okay, now I start getting real scared. I'm in a foreign country. I can't speak the language. I don't really know where my home is. I take my phone out to Google Maps it and my phone dies. Now at this point, I can already imagine the newspaper headlines the next day. Dumbass gets killed, or like dumbass gets lost on the way home and gets murdered, blah, 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 blah. It's like walking up and down the street, walking around the block, like trying to find my place. And it started raining real hard and I was like soaked, I was drenched, and I was like, oh my God, I might be homeless tonight. So I go back to where the Uber driver drops me off and I sit there on the curb and I'm like, holy crap, like I probably have to wait till the morning to find where I live. So literally, as I was losing all hope, I look up and there was my apartment. And then I realized the Uber driver dropped me off on the other side of the street. And I buzzed the doorbell and Harry picks up and I was like, thank God this is the right apartment. Now we successfully hop on the boat and off to Uruguay we go. Now if you ask me, would I do this all over again? Heck yeah. Now if that video was crap, don't worry, because there's more crap from where that came from. Join us as we go and continue our journey in Uruguay.